So, you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to our podcast, Origin, where we celebrate the voices that refuse to be silenced, the talent that demand to be heard, and the stories that inspire us all. Today, we invite a special guest to share their magic with the world, a beacon of creativity, a powerhouse of passion, and a soul destined to shine. As we embark on this journey together, let's unlock the depth of your talent, unravel the layers of your artistry, and ignite a spark that will illuminate the hearts and minds of our listeners. Get ready to showcase your brilliance, embrace your uniqueness, and let your talent speak volumes. This is your stage, your moment. Let the world witness the magic you're about to unleash. Go ahead.
How you doing? We're inside the Trojan Horse. My name is Noone, and this is my partner, Nothing.
What's up, y'all?
We're glad to be here. We have a new song that just dropped at midnight this morning called Savior, and we're really excited about this song. We've been working together for many years now, and we finally congealed in the center and found a way to pull things together and find a hum that projected us out into the possibilities of releasing music finally after all this time of digging and hunting and gathering and coming back to the start again over and over again. It's finally here. So thank you for having us. We're real excited to be here. Charles,
What up?
tell us about some things that you've been doing, Charles, with your creative process. How is it to create a song from the initial birth, if you will, when it's just kind of the manic disorder of possibilities and uncertainties and second guessing and finding that center again? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it all really does depend on the track, right? Sometimes they just come out in just like a flow of consciousness sort of thing. Some songs are real easy like that. Some take a lot of work. Sometimes you're done with the song and then you think you're not, and then you realize you're not done with the song. You go back, you got to revisit it, you got to rework it. So, but, you know, my favorite thing to do is honestly, usually just start with the guitar. I grab a guitar, I pick it up, and it's the weirdest thing. I don't really understand how this happens or where it comes from or what I'm doing per se, but I just start playing. I'm not even playing chords. I'm just putting my fingers in weird positions in which there are chords I don't recognize, and next thing you know, some sort of motif it starts to evolve. That motif turns into several different ideas that maybe congeal together, um, and then I start building like single note riffs from there. Once I have a basic building block, I'll start thinking about like what I would want drums or the bass to do, and then I'll start programming some drums. I'll start laying down some bass, um, and then I'll start sending that off to the other two guys and say, hey guys, like here's an infant child of a song. What do you guys think? And they'll give me some feedback. Not they're not all winners. Sometimes there's not a whole lot of response. Most of the time there's some good response, and then we'll take that and we'll tweak it further and further until you end up with the finished product like what we've been releasing.
Yeah, usually when he sends it over to me, I get usually a pretty well-rounded, nicely produced demo that has a good, warm feeling that triggers and titillates all my senses until I kind of do a dance between the studio. We all have studios where we live. One of us the drummer lives in Los Angeles. The drummer lives in Nashville. Guitar player, Charles, Nothing lives in Los Angeles. I live in Florida now. I was in Los Angeles. I'm in Florida now. But we all have our own studios. I usually do a dance between the studio and just getting away from it and letting it calm me. I'll listen to the track and then all of a sudden it'll just unfold. It just happens just like that. And I just start layering vocals in Pro Tools and the words just kind of come. Usually I'll just start riffing on what's happening, and I'll be recording in real time, and the words will just actually come out most of the time. I don't have to think about it a lot of the time. Sometimes I go back, a lot of times I go back and tweak, but generally some of the best melodious, memorable, hooky lines and the deepest lyrics that are truly reflective of what's going on inside in the subconscious usually come out right onto the Pro Tools, and I'm able to just, dictate down to a pencil.
Yeah, y'all said y'all dropped Savior last night, correct?
Correct. 12 midnight. Yeah, and then we got the video premiering here. I don't know what time it is because I can't see with this fucking mask, but other than that, it's coming up sometime soon.
Okay. Yeah, I happened to check out YouTube, and I seen that y'all already got a music video waiting to premiere. So I'm curious how y'all go about do y'all already by the time y'all release a single, y'all already got a music video planned out, or does it just so happen to be a case with Savior?
No. So we're completely DIY. So we write all of our own music. We produce all of our own music. Everything is done by us. That's it. Nobody else except for one other person who mixes tracks. And that his name is Evan Rodinche. Other than that, we're completely self-sufficient. We come up with all of our own artwork. We do all of our own logos. We direct all of our own videos. We shoot them. We edit them. So we do everything ourselves. We're tired of giving all of our power away to a bunch of executives, and we just want to do it the way we want to do it.
Shout
And
out.
we're also tired of giving away our power to ourselves instead of utilizing it in our fullest capacity with other people that can help nourish and lift that up. When you can find that hum, you got to ride it as long as you can.
Okay. And how many members is within your group?
3 at the moment.
3.
The tripod. We are a tripod.
Okay.
To myself, nothing. On guitar, he also records all the bass. So he's guitar and bass. I do the vocals. And Pat, so otherwise known as Nobody, he's the drummer.
Okay. So is this going to be a continuing theme that y'all decide to add a member?
We may add a member. It just right now we want to be strong as a tripod
No,
and just.
no, I'm saying as for like the name. I noticed that y'all stick to like no, like no one, no nothing, and then nobody.
There may be a
If y'all
nowhere.
were to
There may be a
nowhere.
nowhere in the future. Yeah,
Okay. And how did y'all form? How y'all came together?
that's a good question.
Charles and I met in a band called Loser with the current guitar player John Five of Motley Crue. He had left Marilyn Manson, and he found me in Texas, and we formed a band. And Charles became the bass player of that band, and Charles and I started to know each other because we were roommates on tour, and we just developed a friendship over the years. And probably around 2010, 2011, I got Pro Tools and we started fucking around with recording and stuff. And, it was infantile. We were just crawling around on that shit. We didn't even know anything. We made so many ridiculous mistakes where we didn't even, just silly things. I won't even go into the details, but it was quite maddening at the time. But looking back, it's like, oh God bless it. Oh man, what happened?
I mean, how many? I'll say this. I mean, man, we must have deleted at least like 5 or 6 sessions in their entirety on accident.
I didn't know there were session file backups in the beginning, so I was spending $100 to buy like some kind of data fucking de-encrypting software to re-find it on my hard drive when it was right there in fucking session file backups the whole time. But, we learn and we grow. So anyway, we started dabbling, and then around 2011, we wrote a collection of songs, and then we went off and did our separate things, bands, tours. Then we came back in 2014, 2015 and wrote another collection of songs, went off and did our separate things. Then we came back in 2021 and did another collection of songs. And then around 2022, 2023, we started getting back together and realizing this needs to happen. And so we rallied together the most current songs we had, the best collection. And that's the EP that's coming out now. This is the second single, Savior. And we'll eventually release the older collections as looking back, B-sides and, rarities, whatever you want to call it. But we're doing it in the EP sense with singles and leading up to an EP, single leading up to an EP, because it allows us to present ourselves in a timely manner as far as taking snapshots of periods of time, if you will, that have a collective energy, a collective emotion, and a collective sound.
Okay. And I happened to check out your Spotify. It also said we added I'm not sure, it was like added some singles to it that haven't appeared yet. Was that the case, or was that referring to something else?
I
Well,
think
there.
for
Well, go
Savior.
ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, for Savior.
Yeah, Savior's out right now. Actually, it came out last night at midnight.
So we have
Hmm.
two. We have two out now.
Yeah, what I'm saying, when I click on Savior, sometimes you know how when you have an album, it will list like other songs in the bio.
Oh.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I saw on the Savior. So I was just curious, was those like songs or was that something else?
Well, you might be thinking about How They Run, which is going to drop next month,
Hmm.
October 30th, the day before Halloween. That's our third single, and then
Okay.
the EP drops with 5 songs, um, November 22nd, a few days before Thanksgiving. So we're in the cycle now. This is Burn was the first single that dropped last month, Savior this
Mhm.
month, How They Run next month, and then the following month for Thanksgiving we get the EP with has Stay Alive, which is one of my blows my fucking mind still. I mean, we got it back from mix and mastering. I was like, getting those sensations, almost those quivery tears and things. And the same thing with Blood and Teeth, the closing track. It's a whole different level. It's a whole different texture for this band in a sense. It's got the same intensity and energy and heaviness, but I'm excited to share it. I'm not going to give away too much.
Okay. And from your previous bands, do y'all have songs out with them as well?
Do we have songs released with our old bands?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your previous bands.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, Joe was in a band called Jibe. Noone was in a band called Jibe. I used to play in a band called Gemini Syndrome. We have 3 records out. Uh, uh, Nobody was in Red Sun Rising and The Violent. So yeah, I
Is
mean,
it?
we definitely have lots of music out.
Okay. Okay. And what exactly was the deciding factor for y'all to come to the conclusion of like, all right, yeah, we need to form this trio band?
I mean, in my opinion, what happened was as we just got better and better at production and doing our own music, like the quality of material in our opinion was getting better and better. And I was talking to no one about it and I said, like, I was like, dude, man, these songs really need to get put out. I wasn't sure how to do it. I wasn't sure if we would do a band situation? Should we release it as like a solo But yeah, ultimately we got together, we talked about it. We got some ideas together as far as releasing these songs as an EP. Then going back and possibly potentially releasing another EP of older material. But at the same time, I'm already six songs into new stuff. It's
And I'm
heavier,
wrap, yeah, and I'm
more.
wrapping up the first one out of. I'm wrapping up the first one now. I'm just actually on it, almost done. I sent you a little snippet of it there, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
happy with it. It's completely different, and I'm really excited about it because the arrangement makes no sense. And I was like, all right, here we go. Let's do
You
this. It's
sent me
fucking
the
cool.
you
What's
sent me
that?
the
No, no,
you
I sent it to no to nothing.
oh,
No. Yeah, I sent him a clip of it. No, we talk every day and go back and forth, and we work in our studios and then send each other snippets. And this is the first one towards the next EP that I'm actually wrapping up the vocals on. I just wrote it in the last day or so, 2 days. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
speaking of
okay.
excited.
which, I'm excited because all this new stuff, like the EP that we're releasing now, plus the new one that you sent back yesterday, it's super cohesive and really has a really strong vibe and sound to it. I really want to push us into like a heavier direction, more progressive. The beauty about being self-produced and all that stuff is you don't have anybody going, oh yeah, maybe you should shorten this part. Maybe this song should be 3 minutes long. So sometimes if I feel like making a song that's 9 minutes long, that's what I do. Um, I make it fun for me. I mean, at the end of the day, I got to be the one on stage standing up there playing it. So that's all I really care about.
Yeah, yeah. I used to edit when he used to send me stuff. I used to edit the arrangements because I was like, I can make the arrangements better, whatever. Maybe it was just a different time. But where we're at now as individuals, he sends it to me, and if it's 3 minutes long or if it's 30 minutes long, this one, for example, I don't know how it might be 4.5, 5 minutes long, but the arrangement is completely unorthodox. And I think a normal songwriter would be like, this doesn't make any sense. Damn it, I'm not going to do this. And I had those intentions, in a couple of moments, but what I do is I just walk away and then I let it call me. And it always calls me back, and it always served me, and I serve it well. So I'm excited to, as we move forward, because we're pulling off the parameters and the guidelines and the right angles, if you will, because everything is cyclical, or it moves in figure eights, actually, if you want to know how everything actually moves. It's figure eights. But I'm excited to move forward without any reins holding us back.
I feel you. I feel you. And what was the deciding factor for y'all to stay with the name Inside the Trojan Horse?
Joe, you take this one.
Charles came up with the name Inside the Trojan Horse. We were a band back when we first, let me redirect here. Back in I guess around the 2021 area, I'm guessing, maybe it was 2015. I can't remember where it was, but at some point in time, we put a little 3-piece together, called I Am the Wolf. And we started playing some of the older songs. We played it on Hollywood Boulevard at this kind of fashion show kind of thing that was kind of packed with old people and stuff on the strip there. And then we went our separate ways, into different bands and stuff. But when we came back together, we were like, it was like, we got to have we wanted everything to be just exactly right. No, like better than anything we've ever done before, or even conceived to do before. So basically we were in the stages of trying to figure out something. And Charles came to me and he was like, I've got this one thing I've been working on. And then he showed me the logo and he showed me that it was like kind of scratchy. And I was like, dude, that's fucking genius, dude. That's it. It's fucking iconic. It's like Nine Inch Nails. It's like anything you've ever seen that you just see and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Charles is a great partner in crime because he's constantly turning the screws of creation, even though he's quite damaged, as we all are. So you got to deal with all the collateral damage. But no, I'm kidding. I kid. No, seriously, he's
I like the
very
personality.
creative.
Crazy.
Crazy. No, it was genius, and I'm very happy to have it, and very fortunate to have the whole thing coming together really well for us. And it's been a lifetime, really, if you think about it. We've been working on this, developing this thing slowly, growing like a child since 2010, 2011, really. The incubation started in 2008 when we were touring together, sharing hotel rooms, in Loser.
Okay. Okay. And I'm curious, was there any other prototype names before y'all settled on this? Or
I don't think so. Charles, do you
okay.
remember anything? Any other names that we had? It was I Am the Wolf. Just I Am the Wolf was the only
Well,
one.
the first one, and that's my fault. I'm really drawn to I don't know. I just feel like animals hold a lot of power, spiritually, uh,
Mm,
and I really resonated with a wolf, and I really resonated with the horse, even more so with the horse. Also, too, I mean, like what's inside a Trojan horse, right? You got
mm,
it's just a group, it's an army, it's a group full of soldiers. A Trojan horse could also be a computer virus because we're here to infect you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many
mm.
ways you could look at it. Or it's a trick. You know what I mean? And a Trojan horse is a trick. And I
Or
love,
kind of.
yeah, or a con, a big one. Uh, so no, it's just one of those things. It's just like, I thought it had a lot of meanings. It had a lot of duality. I feel like, just like men, like as in people, there's a lot of duality in humans. We're not all good, all evil. I felt the name had duality. I felt like that represented us. I felt like it made sense. So when I brought it to Joe, Joe's like, yeah, that's cool.
I like how it represents the current state. Like, imagine if everything we knew was a facade, like a movie. Like, imagine if the Matrix were real, like right now in 2024. I know that's hard to believe, but imagine just if you can kind of conceptualize it, everything could get inverted and reality would be flipped upside down where right is wrong and wrong is right. The Trojan horse is a beautiful representation of that. It represents everything from both facets and multitudes. And it does. It's something. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz when we rip down the curtain and there's that little man, little impotent man doing nothing but causing all pain and suffering and control. But those days are meant to come down and wash down, and the Trojan horse will be revealed.
Okay. My next question is, what is the roles and responsibility of each member?
Depending on if we're talking creatively or just everything, Charles and I pretty much work together every day on everything. Charles is the bass player. He writes all the bass and the guitars, and he does drum programming. He does sound effects and sound design and his production. I do my vocals, my lyrics, my melodies, all that production. Pat, or sorry, if you wanted the real names, it's Joe, no one, Charles, nothing, Pat, nobody, and Pat plays drums. He has a studio where he records, so he, we generally have a general beat, a general vibe, and then Pat just turns it upside down and makes it fucking insane. So together, that's the tripod, strong, firm.
He is a monster on those drums, and then and if you want to further take it even further, we all are involved in like shooting music videos, taking photos. Joe takes a lead on doing a lot of social media stuff. Pat also is in charge of like merchandise and making merch. So I mean, we all have different roles,
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what do y'all appreciate about each other?
Oh, it's the dedication, the hard work. I love that I can send Noone a track and just be like, I'm done with this track, or I'm stuck on this track, and then he'll send it back like fully finished with vocals, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, well, let me just rework this one part. And so like he does that, and like when I get his stuff back, when I say it's like done, it's like fully produced, like professionally. Like that's how good he's gotten it. And so I'm just like, damn. Um, and so, I mean, that's just like, that's a really cool thing. And then Pat is just like the nicest dude, shows up, he's professional. I'm like, yo, try this, try that, try this on this. Okay, go crazy on this part. And he delivers every time. It's amazing. He's such an amazing musician, an amazing talent.
Yeah, Pat's a monster. I like how he just has the ability to turn things in a different direction than I would expect, because I would normally in the normal incubation of the band, when I was doing a lot of the drum programming, a lot of the production stuff in the initial, before Charles really blossomed into this amazing producer of music, which is fucking you just can't compare it. I always thought it was going to be this more of a Bonhamy, more of a bigger open beady kind of, but still powerful. But he turned it into more of a Danny Carey from Tool, more of a Matt Cameron from Soundgarden, where you have all these little stick things and little 30 seconds and 64th, and it's fucking insane, and I love it. And he's a great guy. He's solid. He's a solid dude. We haven't known him that long, but we like him a lot, and we're very happy that he's been a part of this and brought the drums just to just given that levity of having another grounded person who's been through the muck like we have.
He's been playing on the tracks since like 2016 or 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We were hiring him at that point, but then I was like, I talked to Noah, and I'm like, yo, should we just hire this dude to be in the band full time? And he's like, let's see what he says, and he was down. So
yeah, and then what I like about Nothing, aka Charles, is we've known each other forever, and we've been through the ups and downs of any brotherhood that could ever happen, and more, and seen great things together on the edge of uncertainty and certainty and everything they could ever imagine. And the fact that he's similar to how I am. We're similar people, and I meet these people, and I always notice them, the people that can adapt to a situation, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's painting or taking a corn cob and turning it into a submarine. I don't know, whatever it is in the moment, he's able to adapt to it and make it unfold in a beautiful and poetic and artistic way and creative way. And that is very apparent in this music. And this music is what, because I have a solo thing that I do as well. But when he does, when I'm writing to him, not to myself, I'm talking. It's a spiritual experience that there's not enough words that I can write down. That's why I always think less is more. That's why I try to write as few words as I can and get the expression as impactful as possible, because there's just not enough words, man, to describe that, what's going on in that emotional, spiritual connection of being elated by sound and frequency and tone and vibration, and then having it, like I was singing this part that's very, very intense. It's a very powerful part. And yesterday, my girlfriend's back in the back, and she's painting, and I knocked the fuck out. She didn't even realize I was on the fucking floor. It happens sometimes I'm singing full on. It's like a blood rush or something. Something happens in my head, I lose consciousness, but it's so amazing. I love it. It's like one of the greatest feelings ever. You know, once I come and shake myself to it, it's like, oh my God, it's everything just. So it's something that I relish amongst many other things.
Shout out to that moment. And I'm curious, from your experience and from your point of view, what's some do's and don'ts when it comes to forming a band?
Oh man. Well, uh, don't act crazy. Uh, and be responsible and respectful of each other's feelings and personal space. 100%. Um, learn how to say I'm sorry and mean it and say it often. Uh, like I said, like I've known Noone for like 20 years. So when he says we're like brothers, I mean like literally like we have been through the shit. You know what I mean? Like we've been through all of it, from like him moving various places to different cities to me going through breakups, just I mean everything. He's always been a consistent in my life. So like I would say just being supportive and being supportive of change, being respectful of people's beliefs and how maybe their belief patterns may change over time, and just respect that everybody's got their own version of 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 love and hope inside of them, and you, even if you don't agree with it, just respect it, because they are them and you are you, and if you can meet on a mutual level of respect, you can't fail.
Mm.
Know that when you add two or more people together or three people together, when you create that, what it is it's like yin and yang. Yin without yang is nothing. Yang without yin. But when you add the tripod, the magic numbers, Tesla knew this back in the day, and I don't mean the car maker. I mean Tesla, Nikolai Tesla, from the late 1800s into the early 1900s, a great inventor that gave us everything we have here for free, basically. And we would have a lot more if they wouldn't have suppressed him. But I digress. Basically, when you have 369, the power, those are the keys to the universe, if anybody is curious to know anything. There's many things to know, and they're all for free. So I don't even actually own anything anymore. I just kind of like, if somebody asks a question, I was like, here it is. I'll give it away. I don't care. And somebody has something to give me, I'm like, oh yes, thank you so much, and I'll share it with somebody else. But the three, when you have three people connecting, there's a certain kinetic energy that happens in that, and it shakes everything, and it breaks everything that you could think about the mold of yourself, just like these masks have done by breaking down the ego and saying, I'm going to erase the egocentric self and I'm going to become the anti-hero superhero, the egoless hero that just reflects the moment as it comes through. And that's kind of what we've created here and constructed here. And the three gives us a powerful, powerful energy source. And that's what I like about this is the tripod. There's something about threes.
Okay, so was that the reason why you left out the other member? So this could be a
No,
three-man posse.
no, this is just us. This is three
Oh
of
no,
us.
I was just making fun of that.
Oh
No,
yeah. No, we don't need to float that guy. He's nowhere. He's nowhere anywhere.
he's
Even if
nowhere, we
he,
can't find him.
he's
uh
nowhere. So
uh no,
Could
but
be in one of your closets.
there may be a nowhere, but we want to build this up, like we said, like as a tripod, as a three, and we want to see what like push ourselves to the absolute limit of that. And if at some point we need a fourth, we have a nowhere. We already know who he would be, uh, all that stuff.
Mm. Okay, okay. And when it comes to actually, I'll get this off. So
All right,
what inspired the mass?
that's a
I'm
good
curious
question.
about
That's a good question. I had an idea, and then Joe is gonna finish it.
well, Charles had an idea, and in my mind, I spent my whole life building up Joe Gra. Let's just get to the point here. Right? It took me a lot of years to put on these fucking shoes, people.
that.
Live this fucking uncertain, fucking unfolding catastrophe of somethingness. Well, I digress. My point is he had an idea. Let's do this thing. And I was like, oh man, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that shit. And then what happened was we decided when we decided we have a 5-song EP, we decided to write to three videos. And the third video that we were going to shoot would be for the next single. And that was this vibe here, doing like a Clockwork Orange kind of suited up kind of mob guys, you know what I'm saying, vibe. And what happened is when we shot it in an abandoned, rundown mall, strip mall with the ceilings, dead bat,
falling
like
apart. It's falling apart. Like it's like on the verge of collapse. It looked crazy.
it looked crazy. So we were in there, and the minute it was action, and I pulled down the mask, and we started doing the performance, something changed in me. And I played, thousands of shows as a front man of rock and roll or whatever you want to call it. No shoes on, whatever, no shirt, who cares? Long hair flare, diving off in the crowd, swinging, killing myself, breaking my bones, giving myself a hard time for later on life, basically is what it amounts to. But, say la fucking vie, right? Hey. So this, when I pulled that fucking mask on and it was action, something was like, what? Up. And it was like, huh, I got something fucking new to dig into and fuck around with and fucking crawl around in and stretch out. And I was excited for the first time. So it was like, fuck, Pat already left after we wrapped and we decided that we were going to do this full on. So I was like, fuck, we got to go back. I'll take one for the team. I'll shoot the scenes for the first 2 videos. You guys aren't wearing the mask because we already had those scenes. I'll go back in the location to shoot those. And then the 3rd video, we'll have it. So it's kind of like an induction into the cult. I drank the Kool-Aid first, put on the mask. Now they're coming into it. 3rd song, it's when we're on our hum, and it's like the gang's all fucking here now, and we're ready to fucking party. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not party by party. I mean, kick some ass. You know what I'm saying? Get out here and fucking blow some fucking low, mid, high frequencies into the outer world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should have seen his ass when he, like I said, I've known him for years. When he pulled the mask on, he started performing. I've never seen him move like that. I've never seen his body do things like that. And then I could tell he was having a blast. And after his first take, and I call cut, and he's like, "Fuck!" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Fuck!" I was like, "What?" He goes, "We got to reshoot all the other videos." And I was like, "God damn it! I told you." So, anyway, yeah. So we did what we could with that, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is. You'll see different. I mean, this is what it's gonna be. This is how it's always gonna be. You might see us in some different colored suits or whatever, but like this is gonna
be your signature mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Hey, we might transition into like solid black suits with a white mask. Who knows? I mean, but you can't see our face is what matters.
Okay.
And the best thing about evolution is it's meant to change and vibrate. So this is our core. And core's always, you'll see it in any artist of any structure, stature, or element that they're dabbling in. You'll see them grow and change, but they'll retain their core. And that's what I hold on to anyway. Because I like a good, strong foundation when I build my house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He does. He likes a real strong foundation.
Shout out to y'all. Okay. And I'm curious, just hearing your energy, your vibe, the chemistry that you have. I'm curious, do y'all do any behind the scenes?
Oh yeah, lots. There's lots of behind the scenes stuff. We shot a bunch of extra stuff for videos. That's a good idea, actually. I didn't even think to put that stuff together, but we need to.
It's funny, yeah. Charles and I started out, not started out per se, but we were neighbors in LA, and then I came here to Florida a couple of years ago and set up residence here on the Nature Coast. And Charles and I might be neighbors someday again, and then we'll be doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, it looks like I'm moving out there here in the next month or so.
Okay.
About to land ship on California.
My neighbor. He's going to be my neighbor.
Okay. Yeah, definitely just hearing, like, the passion that y'all have, the story that y'all... It seemed like this was really playing out. So I think it would definitely do well for content to show, like, behind the scene. And this could be easily a merchandise if y'all do, like, a montage, showcasing y'all prepping for, like, performance.
How much do we owe for these sweet ideas? Because,
Hey, as long as y'all keep me in the loop, continue to get y'all story here and there, this is free of charge. But this is what I do. I'm an idealist. So once I hear and see the passion that y'all got, I can come up with anything.
I was already adding it up. I was like, we may owe this guy $7.
I'm at the club. I got singles. I got tens. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
So yeah, like just like I can see that being really entertaining, especially for like listeners that want to like showcase what it takes for to be y'all, what it takes to form this band inside the Trojan Horse.
I can tell you,
Um,
it takes 57 masks per show.
And it takes exactly 3 fuck you sandwiches is what I've had
Yeah.
to eat. So what?
It takes three fucky sandwiches, 57 masks, and a good attitude.
and y'all perform live yet?
That's all in the works right now. What we figured what we would do is release the EP first, so people had a little something to sink their little teeth into.
Mm,
So
Yeah,
we
we're
give
also
a little
also
taste of
doing the
stuff,
phase,
but
doing
that's
it
good.
phases. Sorry to
Yeah.
cut you off there. Nothing. I'm bad like that. But you can't even see it. It's just like it's under here though. I promise.
This kid doesn't have a mouth. He don't eat. No,
I don't.
but just a little something for them to taste, a little something to chew on, so that way that they can have a little familiarity with some of the stuff. And then we're going to be out there. And again, like I was mentioning earlier, we shoot all of our own shit. We do everything ourselves. There ain't nobody else involved. So when we get out there and beat the pavement and get in front of your faces, that's because we're booking everything. We're getting out there. So if you hear of us coming around town, like, yo, come support the band, you know?
okay, okay. And from your experience performing live with other bands, do y'all have some memorable moments performing live?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've both been blessed to do some really, really amazing things. I'll tell you one I haven't told anybody yet was
Uh
once I
oh.
was playing in Kuwait for the troops, and I got H. pylori, which is a horrible stomach virus. So like,
Oh,
it's real bad. Like like this virus attaches itself to the inside of your stomach walls. They got to give you two of the strongest antibiotics. One strips the mucus off, the other one kills it. Well, anyway, from eating that food on the base, and it was during wartime. Some was Operation Iraqi Freedom, I think. Anyway, it was Jessica Simpson was there as well, and Disturbed, and so I'm laying on the backstage, and Jessica Simpson comes up and she goes, "Hey man, you don't look so well." I was like, "I don't feel so well." She's like, "You think you're gonna be able to play it?" I go, "I don't think so." So yeah, that's a funny story that happened, and it's actually true. How about you, Joe? You got a fun one?
Fun what story?
a
Oh.
memorable performance.
Well, I was on tour with the band Jive. I believe it was in the early 2000s. I don't remember the year. But we were on tour with Nixon's and Bowling for Soup and Jive. And we arrived to this place called Killeen, Texas, which it was in the middle of the woods. It was an amphitheater called Sandy's, big amphitheater. It's covered in trees, it's got natures everywhere, and there's like benches everywhere, and like, beer stands made of tiki huts and shit. It felt like really outdoorsy. So anyway, I got there and I guess I'd been up maybe since the night day before, I'm guessing, probably pretty inebriated. Um, and I think I maybe ate some ecstasy or something as we rolled into the place for sound check. And then one of my friends showed up and he had about,
Kids, we don't.
he, no, he, this, I'm just telling the story. I'm
Yeah,
telling you the story.
I know.
So basically, he hands me, my friend shows up and he has a bunch of mushrooms. So I ate the mushrooms. And so by the time we played, I was pretty in a pretty interesting headspace. And somehow I ended up in the lighting tress. And then I got up on top of the band shell. And then I ended up in the trees above the band shell, which was, I guess they said it was 33 feet up. And all I remember is I was looking down, I was singing, to the people. Hey, people, I'm singing in a tree. I'm fucking tripping balls. And then the next thing you know, I wasn't in the tree anymore, and I was on the ground, and it hurt really bad. So, I had broken my wrist and fractured some ribs and various things. And yeah, they took me into this. I finished the song. It was a song called Again End. It was like a 7.5 minute song. At the end, it was just guttural screams. So it was really reflective of the moment because it hurt. So it sounded real. It really worked. And I
So
was
y'all
laying in the
performed
dirt.
in the fall.
I was in the middle of the performance, and the next thing I know, I was in the ground with a mouthful of dirt, and all in my eyes and stuff, and my wrist was like twixed back, and I was in a lot of pain.
How
And
far did
spit,
you fall? You
it
think?
was they put a plaque up. From what I heard, they put a plaque up that said Joe Groff from Jive survived 33-foot fall, and lived to tell about it, or some shit like that, with some quirky shit. But yeah, so it was, they took me in the little medic tent and, Tiff, my girlfriend was out with us at the time. We're out with Bowling for Soup, strangely enough. I think it was a different tour. It might have been the same tour. I don't remember. And I was late, and the medics were, you got to go to the hospital. I was like, no. My wrist looked like a basketball and shit. But I convinced them. I got up, and I was like, I'm fine. It took me about 20 minutes to get them all out of there. And as soon as the last one left, I fell on the ground. Tiffany had to carry me out of there, dead to the world. So, yeah, we ended up having to cancel one show, San Antonio, the next day, and then I picked up the tour
Wait,
with
was
a
that
broken wrist.
Land situation?
No, that was not that, but that was early days. Yeah, that was the punk rock days. But yeah, there's many experiences like that, and that's the one that I happen to remember for some reason. I think it was just because of the impact of the pain and shit, and the visceral, the surrealness of being up there and then being down. It's leaves a stain on you. Plus all the scars and the broken, arthritis type things that happen later. Fun times.
Joe's ankles, they'll never be the same again.
They're only meant for walking.
Yeah.
Okay. And I noticed that y'all had some merch as well. See that y'all was selling stickers and I think a t-shirt.
Yeah, we got some stickers, we got some shirt. You can stick them stickers on stuff, and you can get them shirts for your girlfriends to wear, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
And that's what y'all offer at the moment, right? Was there any other merch?
No, that's it for now.
Okay.
We're currently working on a batch of new of different stuff too, but that's going to be our classic logo that sticks with the band. So we wanted to put that out there. I think it might be fun to have some shirts with some guys like this. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, some of the characters we might as well.
Yeah.
Since we're going to have to perform in these and probably have heart attacks and things, I'm going to literally have to have 20 masks and Q-tips and towels because we use in-ears, and every song, if you're wearing this the way that I sweat, because I'm very, my body's like a fucking, it just breathes everything out, all the toxins, everything constantly as soon as I start moving. So basically you get this, it's like a waterfall. It kind of slowly washes over your eyes and then you can't really see. And then it goes over your mouth and starts creating these. It's Chinese water torture, is what it is. Basically, it's what's it called? Not Chinese water torture. What's the waterboarding? Thank you, waterboarding. Yeah. So it's gonna have to be take this off, take the ears out, clean the ears, mouth and face, put another mask on, and it's gonna be a pain in the fucking ass. Plus the lack of 20/20 vision. But hey,
Yeah.
I love it because it's exciting and it's uncertain, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with so I'm gonna grind a little harder to see what I can do. Why not?
Okay. And bringing this back to your music, I listened to Burn and Savior. So far, I think Burn is taking the number one spot. I just really like the energy that they give off, and plus it sounds like a soundtrack for a WWE wrestler to come out to,
Oh,
like
nice.
WrestleMania.
Let's work that out. Let's get this.
Yeah.
Let's get one of these dudes on the phone. Where they at? Call me.
And Savior is growing on me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have I think the side effect is because Burn has a music video too, so I've seen that. Um, that might have been the reason why I take number one spot. But Savior is growing on me. I don't think it's a bad song. I enjoy that one as well. But we can start off with Burn. How that song came to be.
Oh man, that's just a funny story. I had left Gemini Syndrome, a project that I was playing in for a while, and after that tour, I just needed to take a break from music. I'll just put it like that. And then so I didn't play for 3 years, and then I finally was like, you know what? Let me get the guitar out. So I got the guitar out. I sat down, and that riff in its entirety just came out, and I was just recording, and that was it. The pre-chorus and the chorus was a little more basic, but the main riff itself, the da 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 da, all that, it just came out. I was like, holy shit, where did that come from? That's what I was saying. Like sometimes I don't know what happens if I just get the guitar. Like I just let it's like they come out of the ether. You just reach up there and you're open to receive it or whatever, and it just comes out. That's the honest truth. I showed and then I sent it over to Joe, and Joe was like, "Yep."
Yeah, I remember getting it. And obviously at the time I had a deep longing and a deep yearning, and it was it's a sense of just longing. You know what I'm saying? From afar, a kind of a vibe. Um, and just burning for that rekindling, not rekindling with a person, or maybe it is with a person. I don't ever reveal what it's about because honestly, it all flows through me in the moment, and I don't try and corral it or contain it or put a label on it. And that's what I love about what Charles's riffs do to me. It's like fucking putting butter on ice skates, man. Get ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Savior, uh, I know, you're saying it's growing on you, but Savior was meant to be a little bit more introspective feeling. Um,
No.
well, until you get to the chorus and the rest of the song. But yeah. But it's it's just a little bit. Uh, I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted it to be a little more dynamic.
Yeah, I like it for what it is.
Yeah.
Especially like the second half. I really got into. Um, but I like it for what it was. I think it stands, on its own. And whatever attention that you have for it, I think it showcased
Yeah.
within the
That's what I think that as if you continue to follow the releases, each
song.
song is uniquely independent and does not sound like the song before it. Like,
But they're cohesive.
but they
They're
are
cohesive, and
yeah,
they tell a story of the way that everything is laid out. In the storylines and the narratives, as well as the energy and the tonal intentions of the songs and the beats of the songs. Each EP is as much like a week in someone's life, where you go through an array of emotions and experiences that kind of mold and shape how you're going to react the next week, and so on and so forth. And this is a really strong reflection of that for us in our perspective of where the world is at right now and how we're perceiving it, and how we're coming into fruition in our own and finding our way to gel into our path so we can survive and hopefully vibrate higher so that we can be more potent and have a better quality of life.
maybe Burn is Friday and Savior is Tuesday.
Why exactly that?
I don't know,
I think
like
I can understand somewhat for Friday being, Burn being
yeah,
Friday.
because
Is it like
Burn
high energy,
because like
like one of those?
Tuesday's a little more introspective. You already had your Monday, so you're a little introspective on your Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? But Friday, you're ready to go. You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
where do we get to Blood and Stay Alive and Blood and Teeth, which will be the
Uh,
last two to unfold? Those are two of my favorites. They're all my favorites, but those are the newer ones that were mixed and mastered last, if you will. Those were put together
but
the
Stay
most
Alive is
recent.
actually oldest, which is funny.
And it's I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's like it would have come out second. Normally back in the day, it would have come out after Burn because it's that kind of track that comes out after Burn. But Charles wanted Savior to come out, and so Savior came out second. That's the way it happens. We're unilateral. We work together, and everybody gets a voice.
I think
Now,
it worked.
yeah, hopefully not, because if I'm wrong, then shit, then I'm in trouble now. Fuck. Oh god.
If y'all going by like telling a story, I can understand it. I guess I could kind of see it as like chapters. I guess from Burn to like Savior.
Yeah,
Uh, and plus, I think this has also helped branch out early on, so nobody can like push you out in the box.
yeah,
Um,
I like that.
so
Yeah,
I think it works, and for what y'all going for, I would definitely say. And
Thank you.
thank you.
no problem, it's well deserved.
Yeah.
And y'all was talking about a little bit of y'all releasing a single and then a EP.
Yeah, so we're gonna release another track after Savior called How They Run, and then what are we doing, Noone? We're gonna release the EP after that with the two additional songs. Or are we gonna do Stay Alive and then the EP with Blood and Teeth?
Well, we can always change gears because we're in control. That's the best part of not having anybody else's schedule or objectives in mind, if you will. It's
Yeah,
this thing is pure in the pure intention of we're reflecting it together and deciding how to deal with it. And we're allowed to change our mind and we're allowed to change things, but we're staying consistent right now. We have the first single drop Burn. We have the second single just dropped today. We have the third single dropping, like I said, October 30th, the day before Halloween. It's How They Run, and that's the video where I first realized these masks. It had to happen. There was no way out. And then we're on schedule to drop the EP as a whole in November before Thanksgiving. And I imagine in some way, shape, or form, there'll be singles as well with videos for Blood and Teeth and Stay Alive. So I imagine the EP will come out, and then I imagine we'll probably release videos or something. Something will happen for those singles to be able to come out individually as well.
100% the videos will be shot for those songs. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and make that decision right now. Yeah, we will be doing videos for those songs. Let's do videos for those songs too. Fuck it. You know what? Let's just do videos for every song we make.
That's kind of was the ideology from the beginning. Yeah. Is a package. Each thing is a package. Within itself, it fits into a greater package, and that's why there's a great deal of really powerful, really strong songs that we already have. That's the 2011s, the 2015 years, all those years, plus all the other stuff that didn't make it on the first 5-song EP. Let's be frank. Plus the fact that we've got the new songs going. So I imagine we're just going to be able to consistently do this in a phase kind of thing, like setting up, like I said, like if this scene is blue and this scene is red and this scene is yellow and this scene is green, that's how we're doing it. Each scene will be a collection of songs that represents that time and space, and that respective perspective, how we reflected that moment when we were in that. It has a congealing feel. You can feel when the songs work together, and I could name names: Dogs of War, Children of Shadow Mountain, 15. I mean, we could go on. We have Satellite. We have a lot of great material that was the hardest part, honestly. And I had to learn patience. This was one of the patience builders for me, as well as my girlfriend in my life, as well as a lot of just situations unfolding and me being self-saboteur throughout my whole life, and finally getting my shit together somewhat. And now I'll don a mask and just forget about who I was. It's funny. Ironically speaking, I think everything needs to come out, like we said, with a general emotion, a general, true, untainted reflection of that time and space. And I think that this first EP is 100% on point. It actually exceeds anything I could hope for with the collection of the songs as they were developed, written as they were developed, and then Pat on board, and then bringing Evan in, and then bringing Marvin at Tide, who masters in London now. He's just everything, every element of this just, and then the artwork and the logo and the performances, I already know are just insane. It's going to be life changing, or hopefully not life threatening for me, as it usually ends up. I'm really excited to get on board and do this, and we will be releasing all these colors and reflections because they're already in the garage. That's the best part.
Okay, shout out to that. And I would like to update y'all on our platform. We recently start offering people that subscribe to our platform to do performance. So if you like to use our platform in a way to test out your music or do a performance, we would have it rotating on our platform where people can watch.
Cool,
and
man.
We also have 2 collaboration that you might be interested in. One with Jet Production. They do short action film. So they would like to use your music as a soundtrack to their fight films. And they will also be willing to help y'all create an action music video as
well. Nice.
Our second collaboration, I'm not sure y'all looking for a 2D animator, but this guy could do, logos for you, or even an animated music video if y'all need.
Oh, I'm definitely interested in an animated.
Yeah, send us over some information for sure. Yeah. We'll love to take a look. 100%.
Yeah, it's just check it out. Yeah, it's just
a
Jet Production and Mason Eli.
Oh, we're going to take a look for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it all. We like to look at everything. We're gathering information, as we go. So we look at everything.
That's what I'm saying. Before I send them over. Okay, I'll send you their information after that.
Cool.
Okay. And my last question. When it comes to, expanding and working with other talents, what other talents are you looking to connect with or network? Would it be artists? Would it be YouTube reactors?
Charles?
Man, hell yeah. I'd be into working with any sort of YouTube person, any open to any and all podcasts or any sort of visual artist people. That would be
animators.
Super great. Also, I would
AI people. Mm-hmm.
AI people, super into working with maybe a hip hop artist and or maybe some like some outside guitarists that some of that progressive metal stuff that I'm really getting into. So yeah, I mean I'm all over the place. Yo, just hit us up and let's talk about it.
Yeah, you never know. We might, maybe there's a female vocalist out there, or even an aggressive male vocalist, or a non-aggressive male. Maybe there's somebody out there that one day might want to come in and do a song with us. We might find that right voice
Spoken
that'll
word.
actually work. Yeah,
I'm open to
spoken word or a rap even. Who knows? It's wide open.
Yeah. I
Okay.
honestly think there's a lot of room for a real like man, if we could get a really good rapper on that could really like lay down some sick bars on this shit, like I think honestly it would be really cool. And we could write with that in mind actually, and I think it would be really dope.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I recommend staying tuned to our platform. We drop about 4 to 3 artists a week.
All right.
Uh, from various talents. So if you find one that you're interested in or you would like to use us to like, hey, can you get in contact with this person? We'd be willing to do that for you.
Yeah. I I I
No
I,
problem.
I really love some of those aggressive bars that are like really well thought out lyrics. I really
No.
appreciate those type of rappers.
The one I can think of right now is Bill's Bonds. You might like his work.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Um, Now I'm gonna do some research and I'll send you some people that I might think of.
All right.
Cool.
When it
Thanks.
comes to a female vocalist, uh, is there somebody specifically or in a genre wise?
Man, okay, I'll say this. I know this is probably never gonna happen, but there's this Swedish woman. Her name's Iona Lee, and she's just got a voice like an angel. And if she would ever sing on anything, oh my god, I would just die.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I don't
Iona.
know about that one, but I
Yeah.
do have work with a female artist. She's more of a alternative slash rock. But she got this like Paramore, lead singer type of voice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
could
listen.
definitely send her work.
Yeah, I mean, we're open to stuff. Like I said, like I'm definitely open to check stuff out, especially when if I send something over to no one and no one's like, yo, there's this gap in the song. I think we could use some outside something. Hell
Mm,
yeah, because I leave vocals to his territory. He leaves that guitar and the instrumentation to me. So
okay. All
Yep,
right.
because Charles is the tone master. Sorry, we're doing a live premiere of the song, and it's premiering in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So I'm just chatting with the people
No
here.
problem. No problem. Just to finish this, to wrap this up. Like I said, this one would be a free trial. The next time y'all come on, there will be a fee. However, I would do a ranking out your catalog. So I would encourage y'all, to keep making music, and y'all welcome to use this platform, not only to promote it, talk about it, and etc.
all right, man. We appreciate
Cool,
you having
man. Appreciate
No
you having
problem.
us. Thank you, man. Been a
No
pleasure. Good
problem.
questions, good energy, good vibe, good conversation, man.
Much love. And before y'all go, drop all your socials, not your social number, but all your social platforms. Shout out anybody that y'all want to put on, and then drop a song out of your catalog y'all want the audience to.
Yeah, the number one link I would say would be Linktree. If you're familiar with Linktree, it's ITTH_Savior. ITTH_Savior at
yeah,
Linktree.
find
And
everything.
you can go to Instagram, you can go to YouTube, you can go to X, you can go to Facebook, we're on all the streaming platforms. And if you go to Linktree actually has there's a lot on that Linktree. That Linktree pretty much has merch, it has every site, it has most of the streaming. We haven't put them all on there, but there's probably 12, I don't know, 12 or 13, 14, 15, 16 different links. I don't know, maybe not that many. I can't remember right now because we just added a bunch, but
Or
they're still adding.
or you can go to itthband.com or insidethetrojanhorse.com.
Inside the
No
Trojan.
problem.
We're having a little bandwidth issues on the ITTH band. That should be sussed out today or tomorrow. So insidethetrojanhorse.com
There
is
you go.
definitely working 100% of the time. But either tonight or tomorrow, both of those will be to the same place.
Okay. Y'all want to shout out anybody?
We'll give a shout out to Evan, our mixing engineer, Evan Rodinche. He's from a band called Cage 9 from Panama. and he's our fourth member, if you will. We're real happy to have him on board. I've been working with him for a while, and we have a great relationship. And Charles has actually inadvertently been working with him in a sense because Charles had played on my solo stuff as well. So basically, we already had a developed relationship between the three of us, and he really by now, it's been a few years. We've been working together for like 6 or 7 years now, and he really understands how to put us there and give us that sound that really, we're pretty anal retentive on the production. I'll be honest. When we deliver the shit, Charles is a madman. I'm a madman. We put it together, and it's just it already sounds great. But when Evan really just he tucks everything right in there and makes it fucking sweet as pie. So we're real happy with that. And then we've been fortunate enough to find our good friend Marvin Tide from Tide Studio in London, and he masters our stuff now because he knows how to do all these little tiny things all over the place, and it just takes Evan's mix and goes whoop, and everything just goes bang. And it's pretty exciting. So those are the guys we're working with, and then our friends and family and loved ones, and of course I'd like to say hi to my cat who's been out here meowing all damn interview. She's out here, Miss Kitty and Smokey.
Oh.
And but seriously, yeah, thanks. The people that are coming on board now early on, because we're a new band, we're a baby band, and we're just getting our foot on it. But people may notice that we're pretty relenting now, or I should say unrelenting. We're unrelenting in our consistency, and you'll notice that we're really strong in our vision and our ideals and our perspective on what we want to get out of this, as far as how we want to reflect our art and how we want to put it out there and how we're going to back it up. We're pretty resolved and resolute in that. And it's a pretty good feeling to be, it comes on along with life and growing up and finding space. You know what I'm saying? Never growing up too much because nobody wants to be an adult, but you got to have some center and some core and some values and some rationale and some discernment and yada, yada, yada. It's a really good place to be here with this band right now. And I think that we're really happy that the people that are coming on board, I'm starting to see them. We're starting to get those top fan type situations. And I love every one of them. We're real grateful to have them on board, to start being part of our tribe.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate
you. And what song do y'all want y'all catalog for the audience
to play out?
The tune to. Y'all could just drop a song.
Savior.
Savior.
Yeah.
All right. This EP will be ready on YouTube within a month. Spotify might be a bit longer because I got y'all in rotation with other artists, but I will keep y'all up.
Copy.
Cool. Just send me a message and we'll share it out as soon as we get that link.
Much love. All right, it was great to have you on this podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Have a blessed one.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you.
Thank you.